If you're looking for high quality day trading education and professional level trade dissection and analysis, you've come to the right place. My name is Pat Mitchell. I have been a day trader for the past 11 years, and I'm here to give you high level professional day trading education, all here for free, right on YouTube and on X. So today we are going to be specifically going over two separate trades that I took on both SPY and Qs. Uh, Qs ended up resulting in 260% from my best entry to my best sell, which is incredible because that was within the first 30 minutes of the market open. And then SPY resulted in 100% trade as well. So let's dive right into it. Give me one sec to pull up my charts. I hope you all had a wonderful day. And before I go into this, I just want to give a shout out and a show of appreciation for the members of Tricktrades. Today was an extremely difficult trade that tested their sand and their grit, and they all, because they all posted their entries, they all handled it extremely well. Now, granted, some were red, some were green, but the management of that trade, let me fix myself here. The management of that trade is for a group of traders in one service to handle a trade like that the way that they did is a testament to their push and their drive for success. And I couldn't be more proud of them. I'm very proud of them. I've been thinking about it all day, and it's definitely made me very appreciative to have the clientele and the traders that I do. So, with that said, let's dive into these charts. And for those of you that just might be joining me on this channel, keep in mind these levels, these blue levels that you see struck, they're always struck prior to the market open. So sometimes it can look like it's marking out high of day or low of day or a range. It is, but it's placed prior to the market open. And today's trade plans were to take the 9 EMA long, and we opened up right on top of that 9 EMA. So there's no entry there. We had to wait for the short. And the short was to start in coming into these levels. Okay, 5 EMA first and then the level. So SPY opened up, pushed into that level. Qs got quite a bit out of control while we were in it. Now, personally, I don't feel the stress or the pressure of that trade. I've been doing this for over a decade, for 11 years. So for me, it's fine. I'm well aware because of the amount of work I've put into my craft. I know the relationship between distance and retracement. And when we rip straight up like that and we blow through multiple support or resistance levels, it is only a matter of time before it retests at least that initial major resistance or support level. And that's what it did. So let's go over SPY first, even though SPY was not the trade that I really want to focus on, but that's okay. Market opens up. So market opens up, pushes straight up into that level. My initial plan was to start into the 5 EMA, which was about there at the market open. So those are my initial entries, saving my last entry on SPY for the push into that level, and then simply was just patient with it. There was actually another entry there that we could have grabbed, and members did grab that later on SPY here, and on Qs here and on SPY here, because that is a major level right there. Even though you don't see it struck, there is a level that's high of day from yesterday. So Qs pops up, blows through that, pulls back, pops back up, tests. That slice through, that setup right there it's pure gold, because it's proving it wants nothing to do with those higher levels. So once it slices through, pops up, it'll bump its head, and it's a beautiful place to add. And a lot of members captured that add beautifully. But on SPY, just my initial 3 entries, let it do what it wanted to do, and then simply reap the rewards of an absolutely flawless and beautiful trade, locking in $2,788 on that. Now let's go over Qs. So Qs, this thing stretched out a bit. So initial entry was into the 5 EMA. So that's first entry. Main entry is here at previous close. And then there are other levels. There's the open and then previous day's highs. So those are the ads that you're seeing here. Okay. So start in small, coming into the 5, add into my main resistance level. That's why you're seeing that. And then simply waiting for the other 2 levels, as well as grabbing that high, that push through, because SPY is triggering right at its level. That's why you're seeing this entry here on Qs. And then was simply patient. Now, normally on a lot of my trades, for those of you that watch my recaps and have seen countless trade entries charts, you'll see a bulk payment immediately. So you might be asking, well, why didn't you take it off there? Why did you wait so long in this trade? And I'm going to give you guys a little tip on this. When we have, and I talked about it earlier, the relationship between distance and retracement. When you have something blow through 1, 2, 3, 4 resistance levels that are all valid resistance levels and volume zones on that daily chart without a pullback, there's no pullback, 0 pullback, that needs to come back. Now, when it kind of blows through all of those resistance levels and SPY could not get through that resistance level, it's starting to tell a story. And also, this story started last night at around this time, because after the recap, I do my nightly scans, and taking a look at the futures markets, I want to get prepared. And taking a look at the start of that, you could tell Monday morning was going to sell off. And that's a whole other story. I'm not going to get into that right now. But it has a very specific look, and there's specific cues and clues that it will sell off. And it's just a matter of time. And that's what happened. So I know in the morning I'm going to be able to get it into at least this level and then back into the opening price. And then when it sliced through, if it does, you have everybody stopping out. And that's why you're able to see how I'm just waiting for that to happen. It's not a fluke that I'm capturing those exits there. I'm expecting that to happen. And then it'll get scooped up and start making its way up. And then simply just, this is a massive trade. So I locked in on this, and it wasn't even that big of size because of the nature of this trade. Still locked in $11,670. Absolutely incredible, beautiful day. Now, I do want to talk about this trade because I don't want to make it seem like this one was a super easy trade. Because of the nature of this blowing through those resistance levels, I guided it very carefully. And I was very clear on my guidance on this one, letting people know, it's just coming through these highs, right? Or sorry, it's a little bit lower than that, but you guys get the point. And it had no confirmation above highs. You have to hold that, because that's your maximum risk. Your maximum risk is into yesterday's highs. And it came through, but no confirmation. Sure, that candle there looks really scary because it popped through, but it's right at that moment. And I've talked about this lots on this channel. How many times have you been in a trade and it's right at that last moment where it's like the scariest candle? That's where you end up selling just to have it reverse on you. So obviously I've made that mistake 1,000 times too in my younger days, in the beginning of my career. And then when you start analyzing where you're stopping out just to have it reverse on you, you have to think, and you have to start peeling back the layers of the onion, so to speak. And you have to understand why. Why is it doing that? Well, we all understand and we all spout off that the market is manipulated. So where are they trying to get you? Where are they pushing your buttons and pulling your strings, trying to get you to stop out for them to then scoop up that volume? And it's right at that scariest moment. So right at that scariest moment, that's why you're seeing that ad literally right at the top. I've turned things around in my trading where normally you would see that red exit triangle there, right? But if you know that you're constantly making that same mistake, why not take the opposite stance? Is it easy? No, it's not easy. It's difficult. It's hard because that's at the scariest moment. But when you do it, you get rewarded. And that's really all there is to it. It's one of those hacks with day trading. It's very difficult to do and it's easy to talk about. But once you do master that and you're able to understand where every time you keep stopping out, where are you stopping out? It's right at that moment. It's right at that moment where your fight or flight kicks in. And you have to understand that that is pure manipulation and they're just setting you up. So when you understand that, instead of exiting, you enter, you correct that average, and then you just reap the rewards. And then that's when this becomes laughably easy. And that may sound very arrogant and cocky for those of you that are struggling, but that's why I'm here. I'm trying to show you guys the way. So for those of you that want to learn how to do this and actually push the boundaries of your trading to bring you into that professional status, come to tricktrades.com. If not, that's fine. Continue to enjoy my free stuff. That's why it's here. Just remember, it's just going to take you a little bit longer. So if you have all the time in the world to get to achieve your freedom and your trading goals, by all means, continue with the free stuff. That's why it's there. But for the ones that don't have the time, don't want to fuck around anymore, come to tricktrades.com and we'll see you guys there. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios.